Yo, what was that? Oh my goodness. TYRESE Haliburton fucking does it again, and he's the best clutch player of this entire postseason. I am shooketh. Whew. Now, I imagine all of you just saw that game. The Pacers absolutely stunned the Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in the NBA. And TYRESE Haliburton, with 0.3 seconds left, again makes a game-winning shot to win the Pacers the game. This is what they've been doing all season, all postseason long. Game 5 against the Bucks, the deciding game where the Bucks were up by 7. They should have won that game, and the Pacers come back with grit and tenacity, and they win that game. They did it against the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers were the best team in the Eastern Conference all year. We thought they could potentially either make a finals run or play in the conference finals against the Celtics, but then the Pacers dismantled them in 5 in that last comeback in game 1 or game 2, I forget which one it was. Not the last comeback, but the comeback that they had at the end to steal 2 games in Cleveland. They actually ended up stealing all the games in Cleveland. TYRESE Haliburton and again another clutch 3 that sent it to overtime. And then against the Knicks, game 1, it was 92-106. I'll never forget the score. With about 3-something minutes remaining, Aaron Nesmith, 3 after 3 after 3. My guy turned to Steph Curry. My guy turned into Damian Lillard right on the spot. He turned into the best 3-point shooter in the world. And then Hallie, doink, up in the air, sink. That is an image that will haunt New York forever. I live in New York, so I totally get, oh my God. And then tonight, let's rewind a little bit. I'll be completely honest. For the first 3.5 quarters, this game was boring. I thought it was genuinely boring. The Pacers had 21 turnovers in the first 3 quarters. You don't even see that bad of play during the preseason when guys haven't played for 3 months. They were sloppy as can be. You could see the nerves. You could see the jitters. They were not ready for the moment. Even the Thunder, I mean, SGA didn't shoot particularly well from the field. I think he was under 50%, but he did have 36 points or 38 points, whichever one it was. I didn't check the stats because I'm just too in my head right now. But it seemed like the Pacers always had a chance to come back because they have that ability, like, as long as you keep them in arm's reach, as long as they keep you in arm's reach, they can always win. So the fact that the Pacers were playing terribly, they were so sloppy with the ball. Richard Jefferson even said that TYRESE Haliburton was shooting tour dates, and your best player can't shoot tour dates. It wasn't that bad. It was like 5 for 12. But with the Pacers not playing well and the Thunder were only up by 6, up by 8, up by 10, oh, you're in trouble. You're in real trouble now, especially if you've seen the rest of the entire postseason. And the Pacers just did what they did, and they came back. Another huge Aaron Nesmith 3. Miles Turner had a 3 hit off the glass. Obi Toppin had 5 threes himself. Andrew Nembhard had 1 between the legs, between 3, like something that you see in the park on the blacktop. That's usually not a type of 3 that you see in an NBA game. It's usually a little bit more set or something, unless your name's Steph Curry. And then TYRESE Haliburton. They get the stop on one end, and then they say, no timeouts. We're going to trust our best player. Go ahead and win us the game. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, in today's day and age, where everybody says that athletes are too soft and too sensitive, and basketball players aren't like the Jordans and the Kobes, where they're hard-shelled and have a hard exterior, and they don't take shit, and they're like, you know, I'll screw you up. Compared to that generation, we always say that this generation is soft. Players are too nice, they're too friendly, they like each other too much. Over 100 anonymous NBA players voted TYRESE Haliburton as the most overrated player in the NBA. They said, you are overrated. The most of anybody in this league. It's kind of the whole thing of, if everyone says you're overrated, are you overrated? But you got to remember, he was on the Olympic team. He made the Olympic team over Damian Lillard, over Jalen Brunson, over Jaylen Brown. He was on the Olympic team, and I think he played like 6 total minutes on the team, but he was okay about it. He was skills, like when you do nothing on the group project, but you still get an A. But TYRESE Haliburton came in at the beginning of the season, and he was not good. He was not good at all, and he was the catalyst of the Indiana Pacers struggles. And I thought that as long as he is not playing great, the Indiana Pacers have no chance, no shot. And they're not even going to get as far as they did last year. Last year, they made it to the conference finals, and they played a close sweep, against the Celtics. But no Celtics in the picture this year. It was the Knicks, and I thought the moment that the Knicks beat the Celtics that they would dismantle the Pacers. But and that was largely because of Pascal Siakam, the shooters, Miles Turner, but it was also because of TYRESE Haliburton. That guy showed what guts and determination clutchness, poise all lead to. And the sloppy play that I talked about earlier, I felt like that was more about the Pacers being bad than it was brilliant defense by the Thunder. I understand the Thunder have insane defense. Caruso and Lou Dort and everyone like that, they are just hogs on it. Even SGA was forcing turnovers in the passing lanes. Chet and Hartenstein just clog up the paint so much to where that you can't even get any passes in. So it rendered Miles Turner obsolete in the paint. He had to get all of his production from the perimeter. That's why you saw mid-range shots and threes. They had one great mid-range shot set when they pinned him down on the nail, and then he had a jump shot that was in the fourth quarter. So they realized they needed to change that out. But it wasn't even about the Thunder defense. It was just the Pacers were being sloppy. They were all nervous. None of them had been in this situation before, except Pascal Siakam, of course. So, but then when they all came together, they settled down, they regrouped, they showed that they have the heart of a champion. And they executed and played like champions. I'm not saying that they're going to be champions. The Thunder is still clearly the better team, and they're still the best team in the NBA. But for the Indiana Pacers to play that bad through the first three and a half quarters, and then come back and win this game, it says so much about their players, their character, Rick Carlisle, and the force that he's just put into these guys. And it says a whole lot about Tyrese Haliburton, a star, dare I say superstar, because he is, other than SGA, he's been the best player in the playoffs. I mean, you have to say the best clutch player in the playoffs for sure. He wasn't the best player in the Eastern Conference Finals. That was Pascal Siakam. But when rubber needs to meet the road, and it's the most important times, he's been the best clutch player in the playoffs. So overrated no more. He clearly took that personal. He even said overrate that in an interview. And what a game. I was very skeptical about this NBA Finals because I thought the Thunder could easily mollywop the Pacers. Like it wouldn't even be close. But it looks like we got ourselves a series. At least it won't be a sweep. There's absolutely no way it'll be a sweep, which is always good. But if we get more games like that towards the end, not towards the beginning, I think the game will be cleaned up on Sunday night. But towards the end, we are in for an absolute treat, and I cannot wait. Oh, that was amazing. Holly!